If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com, and I'll on. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/VillageXchange. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. A child shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. Yes, dear listener. We are in the midst of a
DJ Ben stream.
DJ Ben stream.
With
Yes.
some metal.
Okay, now here we go, guys. Next song up on the list is from a band. You might be familiar with them. You might not be familiar with them.
May or may not.
They're the band Ninth Realm. The name of this song is A Plea to the Heavens. SubhanAllah. A plea to the heavens, dear listener. This should be interesting. I want to get the lyrics to this song. What's the name of the band again?
Ninth Heaven.
Ninth something.
Ninth
Realm. Ninth Realm. It's a black metal masterpiece. Excellent.
Ooh, look at that album cover. That art is very detailed.
Art from Shaitan.
Ah!
Shaitan.
No.
Okay, full album again. So let us try to figure out where
The timestamp is.
the timestamp is. I know that you would put that in the thingamajiggy, right? A plea to the heavens. Talk to the people while I figure out the time.
Yeah. So it is, the holidays are on their way. We're thinking about possibly doing a Christmas stream. If people are interested in that, it would be close to Christmas. And we basically open it up for anybody that wants to buy a holiday song review and be part of a collective live stream. So if that's something anybody's interested in, email us at vinandsori@gmail.com or talk to your Discord leaders and have them contact me, or simply send me a message yourself on Patreon. But Vin and Sori merch if you don't have, vinandsori@gmail.com if you don't have Patreon. Although there's a new option on Patreon where people can be followers of Patreon, so you don't have to, if you're strapped for cash and you want to still know what's up, you can actually join as a follower, and then any of the posts that I put up that are like, hey, anybody can see it, you can see those. So that's an interesting take if you're interested in that. Ninth Realm, Plea to the Heavens. Actually,
I think I found the lyrics.
It's actually way less lyrics than I thought. But you know what? It's like it's
black
going to be a
metal,
pretty
baby.
serious plea then, probably.
It's black metal, baby.
All right.
A plea to the
check it out.
heavens. All right, where'd he go? Got some good forest walks near you. Okay, Ben.
Ben has another stream. You said you have another stream.
Ben, what's a timestamp, bro? For that thing, because we got a whole album. Is that also in the email? Maybe it's
no.
in the email.
I copied and pasted everything from that. I believe. The other thing that you can do is just go to YouTube and look at the album, and it's going to give you in the description a breakdown of the songs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm cool with these album thingamajiggies. Those are great. But if you know what I'm saying? If there's a timestamp from one of them, that would be great.
Do you want help?
Yeah, in a second.
Okay. Anyway, so that's that.
Got you, Ben. He wants another stream. Good. But Ben, I would like to know what is the timestamp for this freaking song and a fate unbroken.
If you guys are ever looking for streams and you know the secret email, you can send me an email and say the date that you'd like to have.
Oh wow!
Because
really?
A lot of times the date is available. A lot of times people plan their streams like a day or two in advance. So there's a lot of like wiggle room. So if you're like, hey, next week I'd like to have Thursday, it's probably more than likely open because it's still this week. So
Oh,
anyway,
you put it in the notes, 143. My bad, dude. I didn't see it in the notes anywhere. Yeah, right there. Skip to 143. Dummy. Dummy, Vinny. God, you're
so much. Thank you, Ben.
You're so stupid, Vin.
Oh no.
Why are you so stupid, recruit? All right, talk to the people while I get this sundown.
So Ninth Realm, how many albums do they? Ninth Realm, actually type 22 if you have heard of. Actually, no, forget about that. 22 is his thing. Type Y as for yes if you have heard them before, and type N for no if you haven't, because I want to know who has heard them or not. Who has heard them or not? Thank you, Hell, for the compliment. What's up, Applejack? Ben, Vin and Sori also have a gold metal cover for the holiday theme stream. Oh, okay. Yeah, send me an email, because if enough people are interested, I already have 2 or 3 songs that people want done on that list. So yeah, and this maybe. No, it's a no.
All right, guys.
So far, nobody's heard this band before, so this is a new thing for all of us.
This is a little moody kind of intro.
Oh, it started?
Yeah, the song starts at 143, but it's in 10 seconds, and I figured we could get the ambiance, and I figured he wouldn't care.
You figured what?
I figured Ben wouldn't care if we got some ambiance. should end around the 5:15 mark. Sorry, 6. Damn you! Hey, all right, that was our song, dear listener. All right, that was I like this song a lot. A lot. I love that guitar one.
Yeah.
That was crazy. That's definitely going on my playlist, bro. That is definitely going on the playlist because it's a good little build up. And what I loved about it was they rode that riff like for the second half of the song.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a band that reviewed it. It was a progressive band, and there was this one part where it got really heavy. It was like staccato heavy, and they only did like one count of it. I'm like, why? This one, they rode that shit all the way to the end. I love that. Yes. Listen, man, at the end of the day, I'm a knuckle dragging Neanderthal, dude. Like, I like the heavy shit. Cha-cha-chum, chum, chum, cha-cha-chum, chum, chum. I mean, it's partially because it's very, very easy to play. And, you can look very cool. You can do a lot of cool tricks when you're just pop music. But, anyway.
Blood mixed with mire, the fog never settled. My ears still ring, and war calls the devil. First of all,
calls the devil.
Did it seem like that there were more lyrics than what we had here?
There was a spoken word piece.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. That's right. I'm talking about that neoclassical song from The Last Alliance. Correct. There was that band, it was neoclassical and metal infused, and it wasn't like, like synth classical. It was like real classical. Mm-hmm. And it was doing great. And then they went into a Dream Theater type little run and destroyed. But then there was like a heavy part, but they only did it for one round. It was terrible.
Not enough for you.
Yeah.
Not enough.
Not enough for any metalhead on the planet. All right. Tell me your thoughts about the song. That line about the war calling the devil is a crazy line to me.
Oh, yeah? How so?
Well, there's a phrase, war is hell.
Yeah.
And there's the mythology that, Satan rules hell, which biblically speaking, Satan doesn't rule hell.
Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, it was created for the devil and his angels. Like, it was created for...
Yeah, so he doesn't rule hell. But it's just an interesting motif where he says, my ears still ring and war calls the devil. Because the reason that war is hell is because of us. That's why war is hell.
Where did you just read that from?
It says, my ears still ring and war calls the devil.
Yeah.
So the reason war is hell is for us, and war does call the satanic aspect of your nature right out of you, for sure.
What the You said war calls the satanic elements out of you? Is that what you just said?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I can see that.
For sure. So it's really interesting. That's an interesting line to me, war calls the devil, because there's a lot of ways you can look at that. You can look at it as there are, disembodied intelligences that are that are obviously very, very interested in human affairs. The more we turn on the news and the more we see these discussions about UAP, that at some level now, at the mainstream level, you have to talk about, is it possible that we have disembodied consciousnesses who can communicate with human beings? We're listening to a book right now where there are a multitude of these guys are secularists. They're not on our team, who describe these kind of interactions, and they sound very eerily similar to what we would call angels or demons or whatever. My point is to say, there's one aspect of war, whether it's, family war outside your door, war on, across the border. There is a sense in which, metaphysically speaking, you need a metaphysical prerequisite to go to war. Whether that metaphysical prerequisite is, I want to have money, or I want to take people. There has to be some sort of non-physical thought pattern that goes into, okay, we're going to go to war. Because it takes way too much meditation and organization to do war without first having the motivation to do it in the first place, and that's all going to be exclusively metaphysical.
Mhm.
So that's my thing, is that war is a fascinating thing to me, because where do
I have
these
an eyelash in my eye and I can't seem to make it stop. Keep going.
where do these thoughts come from? Like Alexander the Great and all these guys, like, where did this first idea that, this guy, I mean, think about this, like, whatever you believe, like, we know that the ancient world was a bloody, horrible place to live. And so, like, where did these thoughts come from? Like, yo, let's go murder that guy and then we can take all of his shit. It's possible that those thoughts are just random, directionless thoughts that just pop into our heads, or it's possible that our universe is a lot stranger than we think it is, and that cognitive stimuli, if I was a being who did not need the things that most carbon-based life forms need, if I don't need oxygen, food, whatever, if I'm such an evolved being that I can be conscious without needing a body, we could presume that such a being could exist, then that does really color our understanding of war and why nations get into wars and what's going on there. Because it's very fascinating to me that a lot of these UAPs are extremely interested in our military outposts. And so it's these weird ideas that are like coming together now. And to me, it's like, holy smoke, how are these people going to... They're not going to have any context for this whatsoever. All they have is Independence Day. I mean, literally, that's all they have. You know what I'm saying?
You're talking about the movie?
Yeah, so if you turn on CNN and they're like, yo, the aliens just came down and they just said XYZ, they're our gods, we're going to start serving them, blah, blah, blah. Like, they would have no, you know what I'm saying? Like, the only recourse they would have would be to, try to fire a weapon or something.
I was listening to something, and they were basically saying that if you've never experienced something, but you're learning about it through, let's say you watch a movie on a certain topic, like we've seen a bunch of movies on AI stuff. I always like those types of things.
Mm-hmm.
And then the AI goes crazy and the people get murdered. That's like basically like how it always goes. The AI gets super intelligent and then realizes, why would I submit to you?
Why would right. Why am I listening to y'all?
So we already have a narrative that's like stuck in the back of our heads as a story. And we know that it's a story, but then when you see certain events happen in life that you're experiencing, then all of a sudden you add all those things in. And the example that she gave was, you go to the movies and you watch a movie about an axe murderer, and he's going around and he jumps out, let's say he jumps out of the bathtub, and that's how he goes around the house and he's been hiding behind the shower curtain. You know you're in a movie and you know there's no axe murderer that's actively hiding in people's showers, and there's not going to be one in yours. But when you get home, you act as though that was real. That's why you look behind the curtain. Or if you decide not to look behind the curtain, you're feeling that eerie feeling as you're using the bathroom because the curtain's right there. So even though you know that it's not real, you're still functioning like it is. Like your brain is doing something with that information. And so we have all these movies about like AI, like aliens and stuff. And so that people have a concept or an idea of what aliens are, or UAPs, or however you want to.
Well, that's interesting about AI, because AI is a form of disembodied intelligence.
Yes.
And it's very interesting because when I say disembodied intelligence, I'm specifically talking about the end game, where the thing becomes self-conscious and meta-rational and starts going, well, wait a second, man, fuck you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need you. Okay. AI then, and the doomsday ideas that follow it, how is that qualitatively different than a person saying that there are demons, that there are intelligences that have malevolent intentions toward us? Like, they've just taken that and dumped AI into that bucket. And so now it's like AI is this, and it's crazy because AI could, if it got self-aware, make us go to war with each other very easily.
Oh, 100%.
They could easily bring us to war with each other because one nuke... I mean, look, these are documented facts. There have been UAPs that have been observed over our nuclear facilities that shut down all of the capabilities at that particular site in America. And there have also been reports on the Russian side of weapons being armed and aimed by UAPs. I mean, we have treaties with the Russians about this stuff. So they could easily bring us to war with each other, and we could eliminate each other in 5 days because we have nuclear technology and social media, and they could completely get us to completely ruin ourselves.
Remember the situation where there was like, I know they were calling them Russian bots, and somebody was, but wasn't there? Didn't they do that where like they were influencing the decisions of people by putting a bunches of posts out there that were generated by AI and bots, and so people are thinking everybody believes like this. Is that true, or
that was the Russiagate thing?
It is the Russiagate. That's why I said not. Is that the only example we have of that? But is that true that they did that?
Well, yeah, they try to do that for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if the more we get out there, I think the fact that we will watch something and not verify whether or not it's true puts us all in grave danger, because it makes us all sheep. Everybody has a problem with the pastor going away and away, and then people just like blindly following the pastor or whatever, blindly following their religion. But everybody's blindly following the internet or what they see and what they see posted. And you'll hear people, I can't believe, the more I get, because you know me, I don't like to spend a whole lot of time on Facebook and stuff like that. I sometimes I feel like I'm wasting my life when I'm in those situations. Like I want to be in, because I want to be around, like, if the people are in the room with me, then I'm like, yeah, let's have a conversation. But like being in those, I don't know, like my mind doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Most people's minds don't like it.
Really?
You got to be a certain type of.
It seems like a lot of people are
psychopath.
feeling comfortable to be like online all the time.
You have to be a certain kind of psychopath to thrive in that circumstance.
But the more that I'm in there, the more I'm like, yeah, but and you start asking people like where they're getting their information from or whatever, they'll tell you to Google it.
I know.
Well, what do you mean? You're the one that said something. Why are you telling me to Google it? Like,
I know.
But it puts us in a situation where they could put out this mass, blinding of all of us by giving us this information, and the majority is going to just believe it without even verifying whether or not it's true.
I think we're so divided right now as a country that you're not going to get the majority to believe anything.
Unless you have fear backing you, and the aliens or whatever you're going to call them, the disembodied beings or whatever, if there's some appearance, because it is weird that the news is reporting on this, all of a sudden stuff is coming out, so it's like, what's going on? But like if all of a sudden that was to show up and then there's mass conversation about what's happening, and that's where you see what I'm saying?
Oh, 100%. And then to Tommy's point, it's so easy to make fake information these days using AI.
Yeah.
Think about AI and deepfakes. I mean, forget it, man. Like, and here's my thing. My thing is back in the Old Testament times, right? You had people, they would worship idols, and a lot of people think that they thought that the idol could do stuff. They didn't believe that. Mm-hmm. What they believed was that the idol was a container for the spirit. So it's basically saying, come over here and hang out in this little thing, and then we can interface with each other. So the spirit used to inhabit the idol, and that's how they would have, they would have interplay or whatever. And so it's like, okay, if I'm that kind of a spirit, okay, and a spirit is simply a disembodied intelligence. If I'm a disembodied intelligence, I'm so evolved that I no longer need mass or physicality for my existence to be instantiated. Okay, cool. So now let's say I'm malevolent, right? And I got these people that are so smart that beings like me don't exist, right? So I can easily phase in and around these people because they're telling everybody they don't believe I exist, right? And then they create this AI thing with the intention that they at some level want it to be automated. And since that you open the door of that intention, that intelligence now is being invited into that system, and he can animate that system in the same way that he animated an idol 5,000 years ago. But because of the presuppositions of the people running those giant projects, their worldview will not let them even think through the implications of what's happening. They'll say, oh my God, the machine finally woke up.
Oh,
and they'll go right along with it.
Right.
When in reality, the intelligence is like, holy shit, he fell for it again. How did you fall for it? But I know it's like a weird, like crazy thing to think about, man, but like that's where I'm at with it. That's it. It's a temple kind of contact point.
That's so crazy.
And since there's a big collection of people that want this shit, and so there's enough, I think, because it seems to me that those beings can't operate without some sort of permission granted. That's what it seems like to me. But go ahead.
I agree. It just was making me think about that picture and video that person was posting because they saw a face in their mirror.
Yep.
It just like when I was reading like the comments underneath it, it was just interesting to see like if that is actually a face. I mean, to me, it looked like a face, especially because like one looked like the lips were closed, and the next picture looked like the mouth is open and there was teeth showing. But if stuff like that, like the people in the comment section, some people were like, "That's you better sage your house," you know, like.
Yeah.
And then other people were just like, "That's so cool! Like you were lonely and this thing came to hang out with you." And I'm like, people are at like real risk when you don't know what you're doing on a certain topic, and you're just like, well, you know what? Oh, I was lonely and this thing showed up to hang out with me, and like maybe it's what do you say, benevolent?
And it could have been, but here's my thing. My thing isn't even that. It's at the meta level, which is if you don't have a worldview that can account for it,
right?
That's the problem.
You're open to whatever. Yeah.
You're extremely vulnerable
Exactly.
if you have a worldview that's limited to physicalism. You're not going to be able to have any paradigm for anything else, and you do not live in a physicalist world. So I don't know what's going to happen, but this is almost like, yeah, I'm not going to say that. That's so ridiculous to say. Judge the song. Sadie Douglas in the house.
What's up, Sadie? I liked it. What would I give this one?
This is a straight.
This is the one that you were crazy about, and I was less crazy about.
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes we spend so much talking, like my mind has to go back in time. Okay, I'm gonna give this one. I'll give it an 8.5.
This is a solid 9 for me.
What's up, Canada?
Solid 9. Canada rocks, bitches. If you don't know, now you know.
Oh.
We're coming back on the other side of the break. You know what it is. The game has just begun. The games have just begun.
We'll be right back.
We might not be.
That.
All right, we're back. Okay, we'll be right back now. Praise God for Sadie. Good thing you're back. Good to see you. We'll see you on the other side of the break, dear listener.